good here.
Well,
Yee.
who would like to regale us over what happened last session?
It's been such a while.
So we killed some people.
You killed one person, technically.
Two people? We killed two people, I think, at the very least.
Yeah,
Well, this person immolated themselves. Sorry,
they killed themselves.
exsanguinated themselves after
Yeah.
looking at all that. So that was fun. But you've definitely killed at least the Watcher, who, and I believe now, Umbra has been chopping away at the head to complete his mission.
Yeah, Umbra has the head.
Yeah,
I picked up their scimitar, I remember.
Yes.
yeah,
Oddly
out of game
warm
stuff.
scimitar.
Yeah, I put it in my item list. Also, I just added the extra 5 hit points now.
Oh, from level up.
Yeah, from level up. Yeah.
Okay. And meanwhile, in the other room, a lot of people were distracted by the wailing of a woman who appears to be your target, Hayden's mother.
Without a commotion.
Sorry?
Without a commotion, she bring.
Yeah. So is there anything that the four of you want to do in this rear room before moving up to join Brooke?
Can I try to? I don't know what has to be done, but try to investigate what kind of thing. The I forgot his name.
Mercury.
This guy, yeah, he did for in order to like end his life.
Yeah, I mean you can take his mask off, but you've already seen underneath it, and it was quite a spooky sight, and not one that was familiar to you. If you want to ascertain more information about them, that would be like an investigation roll to just generally investigate the body, or you could do like an arcana or medicine roll to determine specific things about them.
Okay. Arcana 14.
Okay. With a 14, you sense this touch of magic about this person. More than, the fact that they were clearly a spellcaster, they seem to be something more like a construct than a person.
With that 14, could I assume that somehow he like transfer his conscience or his life to another place,
You wouldn't be able to ascertain it like in any short terms, but common sense would say if there are constructs, something must have constructed it.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Yeah, Jared's gotta go pick up that onion he tossed at the Watcher before everything.
Nice. It's just kind of rolling on the floor in the blood.
Yeah, just gonna kind of like step over the body right here. Just
gonna get past you.
Yeah. Yeah, excuse me, pardon me. And then just like reaches out to like the floor, like where the watcher was standing, just like picks up the onion. And just kind of like sidles back.
Nice.
Well, that was quite invigorating. However, it seems that, and he just Jar just kind of like looks around. They're just like, well, this seems that it was quite out of nowhere. However, they did not want to back down. Therefore, they died as warriors. Except for this one. And then just kind of like looks down at the robed one's kind of like body.
I hope you don't plan on eat this onion covered in blood.
Why would I do that? That seems foolish.
Yeah, it does. And it just, I was just making sure.
Jar just kind of like shakes their head, wondering why Cain would even think that they would do such a thing.
Zell would like to roll some kind of perception check to try and figure out the source of the heat from the scimitar.
That would be a nature check.
Hmm.
Very nice. So the heat seems to come from the body of the Watcher. You can see just like a bit of exposed neck skin. And you see that it's this creature had a very like tan, like red skin. Something that you have seen a lot on Fire Ganassi. Sorry, go ahead.
As Zell mentions, Zell just mentions that he thinks this guy was some sort of fire Ganassi person, whatever, to the rest.
In case you don't know as a player, there are like four different Ganassi are like descendants of genies, and they come in four different elemental forms. Okay.
Yeah. How common are they in this setting?
Not very.
Well, Zell's not really interested in it further.
Okay. Umbra?
Yeah, Umbra's just gonna kind of take a look around the room, see if there's any hidden mechanisms that may be able to be used, or any indication of where the gold that he knows was taken might be.
Okay, that would be a perception check.
That is a 7.
You are feeling a little bit too distracted by what was shouting, which is now some suspicious silence coming from the main room, to be able to investigate properly at this time.
Yeah. In that case, with the sigh, Umbra's just gonna move to head up.
Yeah, Zell will also head into the other room.
Cool.
head towards the other room.
I assume Cain and Jar follow as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
Jar grabs the onion crate.
Now all the onions are reunited once more. And to catch up, Brooke has been guarding and escorting Hayden. And there appears to be a rather disheveled looking older woman with bright red hair. Completely forgot to find a good token for her, so ignore.
Just red spray paint in the shop is fine.
That's
Yep.
all good. And she appears to be restrained by these two guards. She's kind of like freaking out and crying and is calling her daughter a monster. Hayden is rolling her eyes, but seems a little bit more subdued now.
Technically, the psychic link Umbra has is still there. I think it lasts 2 hours, if I remember
Yeah.
the roll right. He's just going to psychically reach out so only they can hear, and just flatly say the two in the room are dead.
If you say so. I suppose I should thank you.
He'll turn in psychic. Now we can return home, and you can return to working for the hider.
Fine.
One last thing. Where is the gold you stole?
She pats one of her pockets surreptitiously.
Umbra's just going to step forward and extend a hand expectantly.
She'll dive her hand into her pocket and take out a small bag that doesn't seem to have many coins in it.
Either way, Umbra will take it and just put it within one of the pouches on his waist. And then turn his attention towards the rest of the party and... What was the Hepburn matriarch's name again? I have a reference sheet that I can go look at too.
I have it written down here as well. No, I don't. That's weird.
Like it's Sasha?
Yes, that's right, Sasha. Thanks. Oh yeah, I should open my NPC spreadsheet. That would have been easy. Yeah. So sorry, you turn to Sasha.
Just kind of like look to the party and see what they're going to do.
If there is no reaction, Hayden will just pause for a moment. It seems like she's thinking or recalling something. Can we just go home then, please? Back to or Russia or whatever. I'm sure Mother Dearest needs her rest.
Zell just says, "Yeah, I'm kind of a bit sick of this place."
We're just going to go look to the others. Well, I'm going to investigate the office before we leave.
Well,
If
if you
there's
need
no-
any help, I can assist you.
Do as you please. Either way, it seems we are done here, and we will be leaving shortly. With that, Umbra's going to walk towards the office.
Cool. The guard that was inside seems to have disappeared and fled.
I want to ask that by the time I spent here, would I know if there was any other potentially important room that maybe I did not have access to, maybe I did, but some place that I kind would think would be worth investigating.
Yeah. In your time here, you've heard some of the guards talking about the lab.
So I guess this room?
That is the kitchen. You're not entirely sure where it is.
Okay. I'll take Jar with me to try to be intimidating and then go to one of those guys and just ask them about it, what it is.
You chose the wrong person for intimidation.
You big, so that should be enough.
Jar's not. I love. It's like, oh, you're big. Jar's 5'8". Jar's average sized.
Ironically, the most intimidating person in the group is Zell.
Yeah, Zell's bigger than Jar is because although Jar looks large, they're actually just average size and they're not even that muscular. It's all kind of like live energies, essentially.
Zell is
How
the only
tall
one
is
who
Zell?
has a charisma strong class.
Jar
How
will
tall
hand
is
the
Zell?
Alright, so just to set the scene a little further, Sasha Hepburn is just kind of... She's not even really struggling against the guards, she's just hanging from them. She looks like she's been through the wars. She's just mumbling idly about how she could have raised such a monstrous daughter, and she's mumbling something about experiments. Hayden is going to turn to Brooke and just say, are you going to, escort me out of here then, or...
Yeah, just waiting until you wanted to leave, that's all.
Lovely, well, let's grab
Come on.
mumsies.
Excuse me, chaps. Just walked past.
We're going to make sure she doesn't return, aren't you?
I will certainly do my best.
Come on, at the very least we can wait by the door for the rest to be done. I'm sick of this place. It's so nice to again be travelling with you guys now. The hare did not want to stay.
Oh God, her dye job. Let's
I-
go without her.
I tried to
Oh.
group them all together.
The hair
Ah,
dye has
almost.
RGB ray tracing on it. Leaves a streak of light in the air.
Can't
Zell
even
would
grab
like
it, it's
to
so
head.
small.
Zell would like to head with Brooke and the Hepburn fam.
I'll do. I'll just like wait by the door. The guards seem to just avoid you as you guys are looking to leave. Hayden will just straight up park her butt on the table and just start eating some of the crackers that are left out. Seems quite unbothered by her mother's really distressed, dishevelled state.
Would it be an insight or an arcana to see whether or not the mother's under the effect of blood magic?
You could
'Cause
make an argument for either.
I'd like to arcana this shit. Or certainly try at least.
You wanted
An
to
attempt
arcana
was
ask
indeed
her a
made.
question?
No,
That
just
did not
more
go
like
well.
look at like the eyes and kind of figure out
So
from there.
with an 11 you will be able to tell that she has at some point been subjected to blood magic,
Okay.
but whether or not it's current you couldn't say. But we've split off into 3 and I'll start from the person who moved away first, which is Umbra. You want to do a little investigating, do you, buddy?
Yeah, trying to like dig through the bookcases, the desk, look under like the rug and everything, investigating just if there's any other relevant information that the Watcher had, or to see if there's anything of note in here.
Cool. Do me an investigation roll then, please.
Oof, that's an 8.
With an 8, you don't really give anything a particularly thorough look over. Except for a in the desk, you give that a decent look through, and just lying on the table in plain view of everyone appears to be a written and very, very precise account of the Guardians of the Earth meeting that you were at the other day. And it is written in the same hand as many of the other documents on the table.
I look at them like a bit further. Is there any indication who wrote them?
That would be an insight, I'll give you.
That's an 11.
11. Judging from like the diary, the correspondence, stock notes, etc., it appears that this account of the meeting was made in the Watcher's own hand.
Is this based on like what Umbra told him, or is this like
No, it's like the speech that Emmeline Aura made is written out almost like word for word. There's stuff in here you did not tell him.
Interesting. Well, there's nothing else of note. Umbra would just kind of shrug, figured that whoever is next in charge is going to need this, and is going to leave it all.
Fair enough. You can always get someone else to have a look around if you really want, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Next, before he meets back up with those ready to leave, he's just gonna walk up to a guard Now that the Watcher is dead, who will take this? Who will be the leader of this place next?
Couldn't say personally. Prob someone from headquarters.
Very well. Pass along the message that he is dead. Keep my name out of it, or else I'll return and ensure that it is scrubbed from the records.
No need to get so personal.
With that, he's just going to head on up with the others.
Cool. Right. Cain has very cleverly chosen the sweetest human of the group to act as your intimidator. What would you like to ask this guard?
Hello, my good sir. I would like to inquire the place where the laboratory is located.
I thought you were leaving.
What?
I thought you were leaving.
Well, I need to see some things first.
Well, I can give you a little look around, but we got to tidy up a bit in here now. We got
Well, I'm
work to
sure
do.
I should with a little bit of how's the word? Being I'm sure you can be able to show me the place in just a few minutes. I'm sure that would not held you back on your words so much. Right, Jar?
Jar just kind of like nods.
Fine. Come here. Just don't take all day, alright? Leads you down into this side room. I forget which one it's revealed. There it is. And brings you into a privy.
It's
Come on in, shut the door. The guard is going to reach over and flush the toilet once, twice, 3 times, and then touches a brick just under the cistern. And the mirror on the wall next to Cain slides away, revealing a hidden doorway.
It's a lavatory laboratory.
Yes.
convenient.
Stepping through.
Oh no! Me as a
Smell of
player wonders what
decay.
the fuck you just brought ourselves into.
This would have been a fun alternate fight area if you dealt with things differently.
Ooh. And I'm going to
There's also a couple
look
of
at the
figures
guy and be like,
shambling around.
do you want to give us any intel about the place? You know, any lurking dangers?
Don't look at the zombies right in the eye. They're a bit shy.
Noted.
Jar is going to take the crate of onions and put them in this guy's arms, and then just kind of like put a finger on it and just say, "Hold this."
Okay. Oh, they stink. Oh, is that blood? Oh.
Yeah, I want to walk a little bit, and
You're currently on like a an area that's raised about like 10 feet off the ground. Steps
okay.
go round to your side.
But from here, I want to try to look around,
Yep.
give a little perception to see, to feel the room, you know?
Go for it.
$19.
Yeah, there's some very clear evidence here of a lot of sanguimantic investigations and experiments that have been going on. Most notably, there appear to be 2 mangled corpses, both of which you can see have flame red hair.
Oh. Damn. I'll turn back to the guy and be like, do us a favor and go back to the hall and call Umbra to come here. Say it's rather urgent.
And do not drop any of the onions.
All right. The guy will disappear. Just go back onto this screen for a little bit. So, Brooke, Zell, Umbra, anything you guys are up to while you're just kind of waiting for the others to get back?
I got nothing in particular.
I'm just gonna like probably just kind of like look around and be like, what? Where did they really go?
Well, a guard holding a crate full of onions runs. You can see tears in his eyes, not quite sure if they're from emotional anguish or onions. Umbra? He looks around the group quizzically.
Umbra's head will just snap towards them.
They want your help investigating the blood.
Very well. He'll take a step
The
forward.
laboratory is in the lavatory. Straight ahead.
Umbra's going to look back towards the other 2. See if they're going to come along or not.
Brooke may be piqued at the idea of a lab.
Yeah, but he's not. He made a promise. Unless it is desperate, he stays.
Fair enough.
Imagine all the blood magic mechanisms inside of there. Ooh.
I like how the guy complained about the blood on the onions, surrounded by a room
Yeah.
filled with blood.
That was the drop of blood that broke the guard's morale. Does Zell go with?
So I'm gonna roll a real life d20, and if it's 11 or higher, I'm gonna go with Umbra.
Okay.
It's a 5. Zell is not bothered.
All right.
Okay.
Zell's had enough of blood for right now.
Yeah. I'm sort of RPing
After
Zell
the
as
match.
being like kind of done with all of this.
After spending like 3 rounds being afraid after the mask thing.
Yeah.
Fairs. In that case, Umbra will go alone to this rather picturesque room.
You'll just walk down the stairs. What is it?
I think you would like to see the two corpses up there. They are, well, they have head hair, and I think they might be related to the girl from before.
Have you approached yet?
No, I was waiting for you.
Cain was too afraid to look the creatures in the eyes.
Yes, of course.
By the
So,
way, avoid their gaze. They are apparently shy.
Umbra's going to take a look. Umbra's going to take a look out. Does it appear that any of the area here might be like trapped at all?
That would be a perception check. Come on, your luck's got to turn sooner or later.
That's a solid 15.
Good enough. Doesn't appear to be trapped, no. It would appear that when security is up, it is the zombies that would swiftly ask you to leave. Or stay forever.
In that case, Umbra's going to begin just walking up
You
and
do
examining
reason,
what.
if you have any doubts, always smart to follow the footprints.
period.
And you want to examine the corpses.
Hmm.
You want to give me a little medicine? Or insight if you're doing more of like a general look over?
It's a more general vibe of like who the hell are these?
Damn.
They're corpses with red hair.
I would like to do a medicine to help.
Yep, go for it. Cain is on it so far today.
Thank God.
They appear to be similar to the body of Mercury. They appear to be constructs or like failed clones, because while the faces are very twisted, which is why Umbra couldn't make out anything in particular about them. The red hair and like a couple of wrinkles that you can see, they remind you a lot of the mother upstairs. Very similar looking, but not human. These are clearly bodies that have been grown for a purpose.
Well, what I can gather, Umbra, I think they're probably homunculus or some kind of constructs made with blood magic.
Kind of take another step forward and reach out and grab the heads and kind of adjust it a bit, I guess is the best word to describe. Trying to confirm that neither of these may be Davina.
Sure. For that, I'm going to give you a perception check. And you can do so with advantage since Cain is essentially helping you out with this investigation.
17.
Finally, your luck turned. Neither of these are Davina. They both seem to be Sasha. And your mind flitters back to where you last, as you think of Davina, you think of when you last heard of Davina, and you recall that she seemed to have left town with her mother.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure where the mother came back. Umbra wasn't sure if maybe one of these used Davina as a base, and then adjusting with blood magic. That was kind of the
Fairs.
Wait,
logic.
that's a question as a player. But if they saw Davina and her mother leaving, and now her mother is back, is that truly the mother? The real one, I mean.
There could be up to
Like,
4 mothers.
Yeah, that's what I thought that out for.
yeah, because like, how long ago has it been that they
Couple
left?
days.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way, depending on where they were going, they would be able. She would have been able to like go to where they were going, drop off, and then come back, right?
Yeah, and the description that you were given by the beggar woman, Mabel, was that the mother looked very friendly, very well put together, just your classic like neat noble woman. But the woman that is currently closest to you and alive, that you think is the mother, with Brooke and Zell, she looks as if she has been held captive for a good long while, a good couple of weeks. Like her hair's quite matted, and her clothes. She looked like she's wearing a nightgown, and it looks like it's like quite dirty and ripped. There's more than a couple of days of wear.
I got it. They are mating homunculus or copies or anyway. And the ones that the lady on the street saw was actually not the real mother, was one of the clowns that they stand somehow to proclamation or something. But anyway, that's me as a player thinking.
Could it be possible that the woman who is raising the townspeople, is it possible that she is working alongside these blood crafters, these flesh mancers, to create copies of nobles, which allows them to be able to destroy them from the inside?
You mean Emily?
What's her name?
Emmeline Oram.
Emmeline, yeah. Yes, Emmeline spoke about how she was willing to work with snakes simply to take out the rats within. I would not doubt that with her mindset like that, she would be willing to stoop as low as to bring in her own snakes on the inside, to flush out the nest, as it were. Dar just kind of like reaches up and like, instead of rubbing their chin, is just like rubbing the where it would be like the
the rim
top
of the
of the jar.
jar.
It's just like the lip of the jar, just kind of like rubbing, just like taking like a forefinger and thumb, just like kind of stroking it. I would not like to believe someone of her motives to want to help the layman, to be willing to go to lengths like this, but it all feels like it can connect together somehow.
Indeed, it does. This is getting more complicated than I initially thought it would be.
Indeed, but these such things are never simple.
Do you want to share
Besides,
what you found, Umbra, or is that kept very close to your chest?
I'm gonna go kind of walk over. Is there any indication, like any other, like There's no like research notes or anything like left in here or anything like that, is there?
No, this definitely seems to be more of like, the practical room, not like the type of place where someone would keep notes and expect them to stay clean.
He'll kind of turn back to the other two. Well, it appears that they did have at least some connection with the children. The Watcher had detailed accounts in his own hand of their meeting.
That just adds up to your thoughts. Although, I'm not sure if that's of our concern. I mean,
It is normally not the concern of one to worry about clouds, but one may soon find themselves in the middle of a lightning storm the next day. That is not to say be afraid of every cloud in the sky you see, but be wary of the possibility.
if I remember correctly, last night when we were in the gather with Emily and everyone, she did strike as she was speaking truly. And as far as what she said, she wants to change the world for a better place. Even if perhaps her methods are not, well, not usual.
You
I would
really
like to
think a
believe that.
snake like that wants a better world? No, simply wishes to crush those she sees as unworthy under the toe.
As you guys are talking, like this one zombie in particular has been just like milling around. They were quite like hidden in the back when you first entered into the room. They didn't strike your eye initially, but Jar and Cain, with your passive perception, you notice that this particular zombie has a few strands of blue hair still left poking out of its decaying skull, and it will briefly, like, it'll look past you as if not seeing you. You see its blonde eyes.
Oh.
Oh!
I got the connection.
Oh my gosh.
Without looking directly at the zombie, Jar's just gonna place a hand on Umbra's shoulder, just kind of like faintly point, but almost like a way to like remind him not to look at it directly and just be like, as I said, I feel that she is willing to create her own snakes.
I do not think I fully follow what you are saying. It is a zombie, is it not, or homunculus?
Then allow me to further explain and be blunt. I believe that to be the corpse of the guard captain Kent. And the one that we had spoken with is one that was crafted from here.
So
That
all this
doesn't make
entail,
sense.
it does if you think that they are make their own people, which they could control and however they seem fit.
Then why are they asking us? Or was I tasked with killing him? Or getting rid of him? Was it a test?
Well, that I cannot tell you.
Tests like these that have layers of subterfuge in them are not unusual for the core. After all, they live in shadows and secrets.
Alternatively, it could be that you were tasked to take him out, only for him to be replaced.
Perhaps.
This zombie
The one that's currently roaming,
looks a
it has
lot
been night.
more than 24 hours old.
I want to know if there's a way for kind to like discern between a real human and one of these homunculus. It has like some giveaway, you know?
Yeah, so the difference would be that one would read as like undead with certain spells and features, and the other would read as a construct or may not read at all.
No, but like not in gameplay wise, but like
okay.
in more like if I see a person and a crown and I look at them, is that any like giveaway that I would know? Oh, that's not a real person. That's homunculi.
Okay.
You know?
You could do a little medicine check to basically compare like the two bodies on the table and Kent the zombie and see it like they're all quite degraded, so it's going to be hard, but you could try and discern something by like comparing these constructs and the undead.
Okay. Can I use guidance?
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa. 25.
25. It is a very challenging observation that you're doing, not just because everything's so decayed, but again, don't look at the zombies right in the face because they're shy. But there cunningly seems to be no difference between them.
That makes things dangerous. You cannot even discern them from each other. They could be roaming in crowds and in the city, and we would never have a slight idea of their presence.
Well, we are aware of what has happened, and we can keep it in mind. Anybody who we might suspect be replaced, see if they may have the touch of this unholy machinations. It seems Hayden is not the only person who can do this. If that homunculus is any, or these homunculi are any indication, I doubt somebody as green as she is could do such a thing.
So I think that would be enough crops for the day. We should head back and convene with the others, if you agree.
Indeed, allow us to return. that, Umbra's just gonna walk back.
Cool. Yeah, the three of you return
Two
back.
Umbras.
Oh god, flesh golem Umbra!
Umbra's the replicant.
Hmm.
The guard
With that-
you gave the onions to has disappeared, but the onions are resting neatly in their crate on the table
Good.
behind Hayden.
Perfect, I picked them up.
With that, Umbra's going to approach and is going to look Sasha in the face. When is the last time you saw your other daughter, Davina?
A couple of weeks. Maybe a couple month or so since she left for Ardra.
Umbra's gaze is going to turn towards Hayden.
She just
There's
stares
just
at you
kind of a-
impassively. Sorry.
There's just a look of curiosity, I guess, behind the still mask. Umbra is going to use the psychic link again and just flatly ask, was there a copy of your mother created?
You see Hayden just kind of like, she shrugs her shoulders nonchalantly. Maybe.
We witnessed your sister and get into a person outside this building witnessed your mother pull up in a carriage, and Davina jumped in and has disappeared since. Did you have a hand in this?
She just smirks. What exactly do you take me for? A journeyman? Of course I had a hand in it. I watched my master do it all. It was so totally cool.
And who's the master?
Mercury?
And who was the puppet master behind his strings?
Now she just really, like, grins. Also, Mercury.
Umbra would just nod and look to the others. Well, appears it is high time we get on the road, is it not?
Yeah, sure. I don't know why we've just decided to stand in this really awful circle for the past few minutes, just staring at each other. But sure. He just goes.
It is rude to walk and talk at the same time with important manners.
I mean, yes, I agree, but at the same time, it
You have
looks
much
weird.
to learn, young Brooke. You shall learn as you grow along the way. Just
Bitch,
like pat
please.
Brooke on the back.
I'm older than you, I bet. Opens door.
If you walk while you're talking, you could trip and fall and break your leg, and that is not the warrior's way.
Oh my.
And with that, everyone in the Thieves Guild lets out a sigh of relief as you finally leave. You make your way through the tunnel, back through Dagger's vet office. He is actually in his office again at the moment. And just nods at all of you impassively. Before you leave and go out into like the public as a whole, Umbra, are you hiding this decapitated head at all, or?
Yeah, I presume Umbra would have, like, he would have took the head and would have put it like in a bag. Like he's not just had it like hanging off his belt.
You get your little like Tesco shopping bag and pop it in there.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like a potato sack or an onion sack.
Janasi made
Kicking around.
lasagna.
Well, we took an airship here. How are we getting back?
We could take an airship.
Do you have one?
Hayden just says look and like points over to the spire. As it is quite tall and looms quite high above, you can see it from most places in the city. And there appears to be an airship approaching it.
Ah, perfect. I'm sure your house can cover the cost of getting us home.
As you guys go out into the plaza, you see a familiar face with his stern blonde eyes patrolling around next to the fancy tavern. Just Officer Kent will look over you all as you are walking past and just give a slight nod.
Sal nods back.
Umbra makes no reaction. He doesn't respect authority.
I don't respect his authority. Unless there's anything anyone would like to do before we leave Relane, I'm assuming we go to the spire.
No, Zell has no information that would make him change his opinion on anything right now.
I want to ask, as a player, what was the we talk about going to meet a prince? Am I right? Before.
Sorry, say again?
We were talking about going to meet a prince.
Yes, that is in a different country. But it is the destination city.
Okay.
That you guys are eventually moving towards, I presume. You can always ask the others in character, like, tell me about this prince.
Yeah, I think I will probably ask them about this prince and the main plan of going to him.
Okay.
Like, for what mainly purpose?
Yeah, you can ask that as you walk towards the spire or when you guys are settled on the airship, assuming you can get passage on it.
Yeah, I think when we are more like chilling out.
Cool. In that case, you'll get back to the airship spire. And you can see that the ship that has docked appears to be, it's like quite a small local one. It's not one that's powered by Lucirium. It appears to be a coal-powered ship. And it seems to be like a trading or cargo vessel of some form because the crane that carries goods up and down the spire is currently lowering a very large crate. You enter, the receptionist will look up from her magazine. It is notably the same magazine that Jar was reading yesterday.
Man, the circulation's pretty bad, huh? Is this like a weekly thing, or?
Yeah, like gossip mags are generally weekly.
Figures.
She's just drinking a cup of coffee and staring over all you. You've got red on you. All of you. Oh, except for you, masked person. What do you want?
Passage.
Don't think the captain's taken any passengers on this one, but I'll ask. I think he's just about to get down. She kind of like pokes her head up through the the crane shaft and sees that there is indeed a dwarf riding on top of the crate. The crate gets to the bottom. Notably, the crate is about twice the height of the dwarf, and he just jumps off it. Lovely! Another successful delivery. The receptionist whispers something in the captain's ears as they sign paperwork, and the captain turns to all of you. Oh, passage was it?
Indeed.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Where are you looking to go?
Shoot, what's the name of the city?
You guys are looking to go to Orissier.
We need to return to Orissier. We are the escort for these noble ladies.
Oi, noble indeed. Oh, we were going to Antilion anyway next, so we can always make a detour at Orissier first. But it will cost you. For a rush job, 10 gold pieces each. And you'll have to sleep on the deck. Fine,
Gonna
just
look over
send
to-
a bill to the Hepburn house. Ah, Hepburn. Very well, very well. Please, feel free to grab the elevator, make yourselves comfortable. We'll be off within the hour.
Yeah, okay. Jar was told that they can go aboard, so they go aboard.
Lovely. Do all of you get onto the elevator?
Yep. As I
Yep.
gets on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
As as the elevator rises up, Zell would just like to say, "I feel like we left Verlaine in somewhat safe hands."
The city is burning, then I would be honestly shocked given that so many of the world's highest nobility are there, given the prince was there to meet with others, was it not?
At Sauricia, I think Zell was talking about Rolane.
Oh, whoops, sorry.
Left in the hands of a guard captain who may or may not be a member of the Guardians of the Earth, and also, or instead, a member of the Corps of Night, and also may or may not be human.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's not like we're ever going to be back, right?
Don't worry. He's been haunted by and stalked by a very determined friend of yours.
Also, out of character, Zell's entire plan to get the guard captain out towards the fortune teller for us to gank him, that never came to fruition. We're just abandoning that.
Yeah, we're abandoning that. Also, nobody told Zell that Kent was a homunculus.
Nope.
Oh no.
I would really hope that
God.
once you guys are settled down and on board the airship, there would be some information sharing.
Oh yeah, no. Jar is like once they're all like set up, Jar isn't gonna be like open towards like other people, but is going to talk about like his theory as far as like Emmeline possibly working with the Night Court to do like a replacement for these high authority figures and whatnot.
With that, you're all settled on the airship. Its dirty coal-powered engine fires up, and the propeller begins to slowly turn, and it goes as you begin to leave Rolane behind.
Zell would like to watch us leave Rolane, but at some point get Brooke's attention.
It's not hard.
So I'll ask Brooke, hey, you see this scimitar I got off Face Guy? And shows the scimitar.
Full on, like my brain full on heard Facebook for a second.
Oh.
Yep. That is indeed a scimitar. You are correct in that assumption.
In your opinion, how easy would it be to make it look expensive whilst not really using much in the way of material?
I mean, have you seen half the nobility? Put some makeup on, boom, done. Depends what you're really looking for.
It's going, well, I don't really have much use for this thing, but I
Then
was
why
thinking...
did you pick it up?
Because someone else might. Because someone else might, Brooke.
Then someone else could have picked it up.
Yes, but if I pick it up and say make it look presentable, then maybe someone would be willing to buy it for like full price or something.
I'm pretty sure the full price for the average market cost for a factory new scimitar is like what, 10 gold?
Yeah, but like if it was like fancied up, you could say it was like an artisanal one, and people pay more for that.
Stupid people would pay more for that, sure.
Yes, exactly.
That's the point. There is a lot of stupid people in the world.
It's feasible. But again, like, what exactly would you want done? Would you want the handguard replated in a different metal? Would you want it turned entirely into a different weapon? Because, I mean, scimitars aren't that popular, but rapiers would typically be more acceptable.
I looked it up. The RRP for a scimitar is 25 gold.
Brooke comes from a different time period, it's fine.
You also come from a place that makes a huge amount of weaponry, and it is a lot cheaper there.
Exactly.
Supply,
It's
demand,
one
etc.
scimitar. How much could it cost? 10 gold pieces?
There's always money in the blacksmith stand.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, Zell goes, I am not really an expert in what you're talking about, but
It,
all
it's an
it needs to
aesthetic
do,
choice.
yeah, all it needs to do is to
Mhm.
look fancy, right? I mean, I'm sure its base sort of durability is good enough for whoever's buying it, but if it looks fancy, in their heads, it'll be worth more.
I mean,
Think of it as jewelry you can hit someone with.
I had it understood, and now you've just confused me more.
Okay, so
Because
tell me
you
what.
just hit people with. You know what? I'm not going to entertain this. What you would do? You would clean the blade, probably get it resharpened, clean the handguard, get that re-screwed. It looks like it's coming loose across the bottom. Maybe some engraving on the blade itself. Though that one's a bit more tricky. Might mess with the swing dynamics of the blade. The handguard you could safely, you know, engrave. Maybe some type of wrap. A sheath as well would work wonders. A proper like leatherwork sheath, maybe in black, like a rich velvet. Maybe. I don't know. Weapons aren't really my thing. He says, holding what can only be described as a violation of a wartime treaty in terms of a greatsword, but
Zell looks back at Erlane and whispers, I should have brought some fabric. Says, and then says, well, thanks, Brooke. I'll have a look over this and see what I can come up with. And wanders off with the scimitar.
yeah, sure.
I believe that once you were on board, there was something Cain wanted to ask the group as well.
Yeah. Um, so this prince we are heading to meet. I would like to know a little bit about him. It's quite some time I've got, let's just say, interest in the words affair and politics. So I don't know much about him or his realm, for that matter.
I mean, he's an alright chap. Bit nervous. Um, Gnomish fella, about this big.
Exactly
He's alright.
how far apart does
Oh no,
Brooke
Brooke goes to
indicate?
like about his knee, maybe a bit more.
How tall is Brooke again?
Like well over 6 foot.
Okay, that's
My God.
accurate.
6'2".
Why didn't you take Brooke to be the intimidation?
No, I didn't know he was that tall.
He is the rubber duck of the group. He may be tall, but he is not very intimidating.
He also
No,
has a rubber duck.
he does also have a rubber duck.
Many rubber ducks.
Just the one for now. The deployment is yet to begin.
And
Alright, chap.
what's his name again?
Kurt. Like
Kurt?
Yeah, Kurt. Kurt. Like curtain, but spelled incorrectly and not completing the word.
Wait, the name of the prince or the name of the duck? I'm confused which we're asking.
That is the name of the prince.
Okay.
Could be both. You've never asked
We
the
were-
duck's name.
What if that Kurt is a homunculus and the duck is actually Kurt the prince, but transmogrified?
Mind blow.
That raises several questions.
All the meanwhile, when you guys are talking, Hayden is just kind of like lounging like up against the side of the deck, and her mother, or quote unquote mother, is just standing with her back to the ship proper, just looking out over the land as it passes far below, and those that have a good angle on her can see that she has a very pensive look on her face.
Can I determine like which way the pensiveness is leaning as far as like her attitude and things go?
Yeah, that would
Like,
be
is this like a is this like a longing, or is this kind of like a, oh shit, I kind of have to be in it now, kind of pensive?
that would be an insight.
22.
This is more of like a, I cannot believe what has been happening. The horrors I have seen. I hate what my family has become. What is the point of continuing?
Him. She's going through.
Nah, she's just dealing with rich people guilt. That's it. Hmm.
By the way, I don't remember who said that, but is everyone in the thing quite like red with blood, right?
Yeah.
I want to ask everyone if they want to get cleansed. If the blood makes them uncomfortable, or if they just want to be clean at all.
Wait, I have blood on me? Looks down.
No, not you.
What
Yeah,
gonna
everyone
say?
but Brooke, I think.
I'll be fine until we are next able to bathe.
Okay, then. Then I'll just stand up, going to not so far because, well, I don't think there's enough space, but try to be a little bit more private. And I'm gonna use create or destroy water. But instead of the normal water, I'll like control the blood on my person to just like get out of my blood of my body,
Okay.
and then I just return like clean as a day.
You've got a couple of days on this ship that you guys are just gonna have to vibe with. Does anyone want to get anything particular accomplished?
Zell would probably just sort of see if they could get in hold of any like spare bits of anything that they could use to like sharpen, polish, rescrew the scimitar.
And by the way, is the scimitar magical or anything?
Not
It
that
was
anyone's
warm.
tried to discern.
It
I
was
have.
warm.
Is it still warm?
Is it? Can I check?
It's not anymore, no.
Oh, because I would say I have detect magic, so
Now hold on. Maybe warmth isn't the magic. Maybe it's a different magic.
Yeah, it's a scimitar. It's a magical scimitar that has the matter displacement property, but it only activates when you stab a target.
Well, you
Or
can't
hit a
really
target
stab
with it.
efficiently. You can't really stab efficiently with a scimitar. It's more of a slash motion.
I never said anything about efficiency.
it just have to be done.
I mean, you're more than free to cast Detect Magic, Cain.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, Zell wouldn't get in the way of that at all. Zell probably wouldn't even notice.
just to help out the party and everyone. Who knows? Maybe it's something valuable and they can really sell that out for good price.
It does have a magical signature coming off of it.
Any specific type?
It's like it's been enchanted, so yeah, you're just seeing like enchantment magic. Just got like a very soft green glow.
Well, so that's definitely a magic scimitar. I think you indeed could sell it for a good price. And with your persuasion abilities, you could definitely get a half sum of money out of it. Good luck.
Magic? Like how? Zell
Well,
just turns it over in his hand.
I cannot say. I cannot pinpoint exactly what it is, but it definitely has something on it. Some kind of enchantment.
Is identify a thing in 5th edition?
It's a
Mhm.
spell. It's an annoying spell.
It is a bit annoying. It requires a very specific component that you
Uh,
guys
Yeah,
don't
but
have.
a 50
you-
gold piece pearl.
100 gold piece pearl.
100 gold
A
pieces.
100, that's right.
can you not also spend like long rest trying to identify a magic item?
With like Arcana, I think. It depends on like how DM rules magic identification.
I'm looking it up on Google.
I don't think it's a rule as written.
You like not even like trying to influence or anything, but like whenever I do like magic identification, if nobody has identify spell, I usually just set like DC based on rarity Arcana check.
Oh no, apparently it is rules as written. And it's a short rest.
Oh,
Oh
Even
yeah,
better.
that's usually because like you attune to the magic of it, so you can determine like what the magical effects are.
Right.
Identify is just the instantaneous version.
What, a 10-minute version?
Is it 10
Oh,
minutes
no,
to
sorry,
cast
that's if you
without
cast it as a
ritual?
ritual. That was
Yeah,
always
if
how I
you
used to
use-
do it last time I played a character.
If you don't cast Identify as a ritual, you're not really casting Identify.
Yeah. If you don't have to sit down in the corner after like every big fight and spend like an hour casting Identify for all the shit that your party brings you, are you really identifying?
You only use Identify during short rests and long rests. There is no point to use it otherwise.
Combat.
Oh, even if you don't use it as a ritual, it still takes 1 whole minute to cast.
Huh. Okay, well, someone can sit down for a long rest and attune to it. And just, as a reminder, if it's cursed and you attune to it to learn its properties, you'll get cursed.
Go on, Sal.
Well, Zell thinks that it's unlikely to be cursed if it was being used by face person.
That's what they want you to think. But literally.
Zella tunes, yeah.
Cool. That's going to be during a long, or we can a short, or we can do it as a long rest, if you guys want.
We got 2 days.
Yeah, Umbra's not doing anything other than he wants to count the coins that he was given of the stolen money to double check how much.
It is a bunch of platinum pieces. So 1 platinum is worth 10 gold. And you count 20 platinum pieces. 200 gold is nothing to sniff at.
It's nothing to sniff at, but that's also less than what was stolen, so...
Yeah, by just a little bit. I think I've lost it in my notes. How much was it that you have written down?
It's supposed to be 500.
500, cool. Lovely. Well, the ship ambles on. You all gain the benefits of a long rest. In the morning, Zell has become attuned to this sword. It is a +1 scimitar. Nothing tricksy about this one in particular. It just gives you a +1 to your attack and your damage rolls.
Interesting. I'm gonna put that in.
Unfortunately, I don't believe you are proficient in scimitars.
No, I'm not. I'm not proficient in scimitars.
Hence the roasting of why you picked it up. And more notably in the morning, Sasha Hepburn is missing.
What? In the middle of the air?
We're searching this this vessel.
It's pretty easy to search. There is like at the very bottom of the ship, there is like an open, like a completely open cargo area that is currently almost empty except for like a couple of barrels of water and some food for the crew. None of which she's hiding in. And then there's like a middle level where the crew sleep, with a small room put aside for the captain and the first mate. And then there is, like, right at the back of that level, there is a small engine room where two people are pumping, continuously putting in bits of coal into the engine. And then there is just the upper deck that you guys are on. And she's not anywhere.
Umbra's going to approach Hayden. Where did your mother go?
Yeah, I don't really know. I was asleep, but she was talking about how she was gonna go out.
Was there like any night crew on or anything?
Just like there would have been those that were shoveling coal, and there would have been someone at the wheel of the ship.
Yeah,
sure
let's
it
go
was
to
on
the
this-
person who is at the wheel first.
Currently,
It's Umbra.
is an orc. A half orc. Sorry, who's currently just finishing eating his dinner before going to bed.
We're down a passenger. You don't happen to see or hear anything during the night?
Passenger. Oh, that's very bad. I heard some whispered shouting coming from one of you's lot. It was pretty dark, but it stopped, so I figured you guys stopped arguing.
Um, since I don't need to sleep, would I somehow have seen or heard anything?
Yeah, with your passive perception, you would have heard Hayden and Sasha were having a bit of a whispered argument about what is going to be done with her being the daughter once they're back, and how she's going to be grounded beyond belief. She's going to have her bedroom get taken away, and all of her freedoms. And Sasha was ashamed that she has raised someone who can commit the kind of acts that a child like her seems to have done so willingly.
And that was the last thing that I heard of them.
Yeah.
Would I know the sort of the place where they would have this discussion?
Would you be able to see it, did you say?
No, not you, but kind of by hearing it, oh, they are coming from this direction.
Yeah, so by hearing what kind of direction they were going on, they were probably right at the front of the ship, which is as far away as, from everyone as they could have possibly gotten.
Okay.
You did
think
hear some footprints stomping away as well, though.
Oh my gosh. I think by seeing Umbra inquiring about the disappearance, I'll just put him aside and whisper to him everything that I know. And I also want to say that maybe, perhaps, Hayden could, if he think Hayden could have, push her mother out of the ship.
Who are you directing that to, sir?
To Umbra.
Umbra just kind of shrugs. I would not put it above her at this point.
I just want to let you know that that's not a possibility. I thought you would inquire about her whereabouts.
Is Hayden like in the area right now, or is she like off somewhere else?
Yeah, she's sitting not too far away from you guys, just nonchalantly eating her breakfast.
Yeah, Umbra's going to approach again. Look, we heard the hushed argument.
And what, you think I killed her?
I wouldn't put it above you.
You know she wasn't real, right?
Sorry, what was that?
You know that she wasn't, like, real, right?
I don't even know which one is real. To be honest, the one that's near beside herself and psychotic at what you turned into, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the real one. The put together, regal one that Davina ended up going with. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the clone.
Can Zell quickly do an insight check to see if she's lying?
You can go for it. You think she's being truthful?
Zell doesn't say anything. Zell would like to use message to ask Umbra if he needs to cast Stone of Truth.
Umbra very much hesitates and seems, at least in like body language and everything, very, what's the best word? Uncomfortable with the suggestion. Before like returning the message of no.
Zell just looks away.
Just to undercut this, I can hear my ferret snoring behind me.
Ferret.
They're going,
Ferret. Ferret. Ferret.
Tony. I don't think it can be picked up on microphone because I am too far away, but
No.
it's just, big serious tone and then if I giggle, that's why. Right, anyone else got anything that they want to do or say to Hayden or in general today?
Nope.
Okie dokie. In that case, with that unsettling fact lingering over the journey, we will fast forward to tomorrow morning as the group arrive in Orissier. The captain thanks for them for their patronage and promises to send the bill very quickly.
Brock will pay his 10 gold at least,
Okay.
just cause.
I haven't prepared a key for Orissier just yet, because big city. But
Indeed.
currently the icon is over the spire that is closest to Hepburn Manor, which I will put over here.
Once that we kind of land and get out and everything, Umbra is going to look towards Hayden and reestablish the psychic link.
Uh-huh.
It is active for 1 hour. He will then say via this link, I am returning to speak to the hider and complete my task. I suggest you do not delay in meeting him as well.
Yeah, totally. I'm just gonna go home first and shower and all that.
There's just a nod before Umbra looks to the others. Escort her safely home. I have business to attend to.
Sure.
Cell agrees.
With that, Umbra will depart.
He knows where to go. And all the rest, not all the rest of the party know where they need to go, but enough do. To return you back to Hepburn Manor. Home. Oh, I've missed it. Come in, everyone. Make yourselves at home and all that.
Thank you.
Ding.
DM, would I have... This is going to be such a random question out of left field.
I love those questions.
Would I know of a teacher at the university that I went to that would specialize in the type of magic that Hayden's been learning? Or at
Not
least
that
close
far out of
enough.
left field, but I can tell you with absolute certainty that you will not find a single university that teaches what Hayden learnt, because it is very prohibited magic. But
Okay.
you do, however, know that in the Orissian National College, There is the head of the Enlightened, who is also the head of the School of Necromancy, which would be the closest to what you're thinking.
Yeah, we'll like write it all down and just pass it over to Hayden. It's like, in case you ever want to take a more, what would be the right term, like official sort of route into learning how to develop that magic further. Merely a possible path, one you don't need to follow. I need to go take care of some things. But nice meeting you. And he just walks off.
You too. And he walks away. Ba-da-da-da. And
Does indeed.
you hear conversation coming from the dining room ahead. Hayden at this goes, who's in my house? And starts just like charging there. Like, who are you? There is a cheerful, if somewhat nervous, gnomish man, dressed in rather royal clothing, who is happily eating breakfast. And apparently has been chatting with a rather serious-looking woman in chain armor, who's got just hair swept over to one side and a slightly haunted expression on her face. And Prince Kurt will look at the new arrivals, smile. Zell! Hello! I was wondering when you all would get here.
Zell does a very informal bow,
Oh shit.
saying, "Yeah, it feels like it's been longer than I think it has."
Oh, it's been quite nice staying here though. I'm like so happy for Davina for letting me stay here while I was in town. It was a very nice invitation. But where is Davina and the others?
Davina is gone to a retreat in, forgotten the name of it. What was it?
Your boat.
Rolane.
Oh, lovely.
My colleagues, Umbra and Brooke, are here in the city too. Says, not sure what happened to, was it Elliot, the other one?
Yeah.
Not sure what happened to Elliot, but you'll be glad to hear I found some very good suitable replacements. And I turn to say, this is Cain.
Hello there.
And I gesture towards Jar and say, and this is the mighty warrior Jar.
Jar nods.
Lovely to meet both of you.
Cain give a step ahead and he'll like take away the hood because to show more his features. Not trying to be scary, but being scared. Happy. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, not at all, not at all. He's just gonna like hop up from his table. He's been eating some pancakes, scurry over, reach up and start like shaking all your hands. And this is, I suppose, bodyguard. Is a decent word. She's a knight. This is Anissa. Anissa, come on, come over here. Introduce yourself. These are nice people.
She seems
Give me a
momentarily
second.
paralyzed. Yep.
Completely lost her for a second there.
And may I ask your name? Sorry, I don't think I heard it.
Kurt Helrix, Prince.
Oh. So you are the Kurt.
And yeah, as instructed, the knight will start striding over. And what do they look like, in more accurate terms?
Yes. I'll just address this immediately. I've retired Brock. Just getting that out of the way. I'll explain why after the session, but to clear up any confusion. You see, relatively tall, matching some of the taller people in the group, but not the tallest. Half elven, feminine figure, medium or dark red going to black sort of hair, some freckles, quite a warm complexion. The hair is swept to the one side. These deep blue, almost sapphire eyes. Carrying would be a longsword, currently in a sheath at the moment, a shield on the back, and then like a helmet just clipped on the side. The armor that they're wearing is heavy and dark, like a dark sort of greyish steel. And they smile politely. Do a slight bow. Oh, sorry, I meant to speak, aren't I? Hello.
Well, hello there. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
Zell says, "Oh, nice to meet you. How did you come into the employ of the prince?"
I was travelling, as I am to do. And, well, I can't actually quite remember. It's been a hectic few days. I believe the prince requested for me after he learnt that I was in the city. I had spent some time training with a young squire from this house, teaching him a few things alongside his current knight. And
Elias Hepburn is who you're
Elias.
thinking of.
That was it, Elias. And then I believe the prince heard of me, and, well, I'm here.
And where you are from?
That is a tough question. It might sound cryptic when I answer it this way, but I mean it in earnest, that I'm really from everywhere.
Well, I can understand that. I myself am quite a far traveler.
Ah. Wonderful. Let's see, we've got quite a wizened type in yourself. Clearly someone musical in yourself, looking over towards Zell. And clearly a warrior. That's well met. Goes over to Jar.
Does the hand clasp thing from Full
Yep.
Metal Alchemist? Yes, well met. It is good to see another warrior in arms.
Likewise, I have yet to meet one as uniquely armored, such as yourself. However, I am sure it will be a pleasure to know you.
Zell and Jar, I would like both of you to roll me a history check.
I'm gonna forego that because Jar doesn't necessarily have like an actual knowledge about the history of the continent or anything like that. Not because like woefully ignorant, but just because like how they were raised wasn't necessarily like within that kind of like thought process.
That's fair. That wasn't what I was getting at. Like, geographically is not what I was getting at. But you're free to not roll. But Zell, the name Anissa seems really, really familiar to you for some reason. There's that you were reading something in the papers, maybe in like a gossip magazine, or something to that extent. And I mean, you haven't learnt the surname, but just or the family name, but then like you've heard about an Anissa who was a knight, or is a knight, crop up in the news in the last 6 months or so.
So it would be like, I feel like I've heard your name before. Have you been in the news recently?
No? I mean, Anissa is a fairly common name. At least around the time when I was born. It was a fairly common name.
It's less
So
common now. It's considered a bit of like an upper class kind of like traditional name.
just perhaps I'm mistaken.
I mean, it's entirely possible.
So I would like to roll insight.
Sure.
Ah,
And you could have whispered that to me, you know.
It's funnier when people know. So I trust the table, not the metagame. So
Valid. Yeah.
That's
Clearly
bad.
she's
Well,
right.
It's like how nobody told Zell about the fact that Kent was an imposter. Like
Among Us?
Zell would have had a very different
Bailey,
reaction
don't you
to
dare.
leaving Rolane. Had he
Wait,
known.
I did. Sorry, that was like part of what Jar talked about, like his theories about them like utilizing these homunculi
Yeah, you did that on the ship.
on the
Yeah.
airship. Yeah,
Yeah, after we left.
I mean, okay, you got me there.
But you know already, so
You know, the one time Jar doesn't do something upfront and abrupt, and now it's inappropriate. Okay, I get it.
I see.
It's inappropriate when you do it out loud. It's inappropriate when you do it in private. I can't win.
I mean, like, it's just bad luck. Anyway, I guess I have absolutely no idea because yeah.
Yeah,
You've been told you were wrong, and you have no choice but to accept that, pretty much.
and it's just like that nice, polite smile that people put on.
I just realized Zell is actually really well statted for secrets.
And
And
yet you
yet.
choose to be honest.
Yep. Oh, I'm not going to
Yeah.
pretend that Zell doesn't have secrets. It's just nobody's asked me about them. So
Turns out that
Yeah.
bagpipe isn't a bagpipe; it's 3 flutes connected to a bag.
I mean, by definition.
By God.
what were we?
But yeah, no,
saying?
Jar doesn't read the news.
Yeah, like, you might have read something in, like, the magazine you were reading back in the salon, which is why I was, like, giving you that
I think-
opportunity.
No, I think Jar would have been way too preoccupied with the questionnaire.
First.
With the gossip.
It makes a lot more sense because with Jar's travels, Jar doesn't necessarily has like sought news or anything outside of like what was probably spoken around them. But besides that, yeah, no. Even like reading the magazine recently, it still wouldn't have been something that Jar would have like focused on.
Okay. In that case, that 20 deception is just gonna stay there being funny.
Yeah. This
Well,
is really so great.
I'm so glad that you're all well acquainted with one another, because I've decided to stay in the city.
Oh, Zell looks surprised and then slightly disappointed. Says, what made you decide this?
Peace. I'm going to be an ambassador.
Zell sort of looks from side to side.
Yes, it will be quite fun, I'm sure. But I would appreciate a few more people guarding my body, for a little while at least.
Zell seems more reassured. Oh, yes, certainly. Yes, happy to work for you.
And just to clarify, you will be working with Anissa here.
That's perfectly fine.
And all of you are staying in, like, my house now? Pipes up Hayden.
I am slightly confused about this. Yes, Prince Hendrix, Helrix, I'm slightly confused as to the pretense of how we ended up in this house.
Zell pipes up. Says, Davina invited the prince to stay here.
Exactly
Oh,
right.
right. Yes, one of the 3 Hepburn siblings.
Zell turns to the Hepburn, whose name I can't remember. Damn it, the one in the room.
Hayden.
To Aiden, it says, I'm sure that invitation it would extend to your bodyguards.
You can stay here for like a few nights, sure. Don't
Zell
worry, we
smiles.
are fully intending on finding a new place to live. I was only staying here when I thought I would only be in the city a week, but now I'll be here permanently. I shall look for my own lodgings. Don't you worry, it should only be 1 or 2 more nights. Fine.
Quick question: the little people token things, they're actual tokens, yeah.
Yeah,
So
they
it
denote
stood in the corner.
housekeepers.
Who is that?
That is the maid Iris.
I briefly mentioned Seotos. Iris, how has Aiden's pet been doing? And I sort of glanced my eyes up to upstairs.
I am sad to say that we have, at the Madame's request, have temporarily rehomed Hayden's pet. What? How dare you, Iris? Like, that wasn't your job. No, we got the local zookeeper druid man, Stephen something, I forget his name, and he's put your pet on display.
Stephen or Winiam?
You know, that could be it. I'm gonna go have a talk with him in the morning. Right now, I am going to take a long, hot, angry bath. And Hayden will just be like, make yourselves at home, I guess. And like, there's a full, like, because again, she's like 16. There's a full-on temper tantrum. She is stomping up those stairs, and she just like slams her bedroom door, and you can hear her just go, ugh.
Zell just says, just as I thought would happen.
Just laughingly.
It says, well, it's easier if she thinks she's the one deciding to leave the conversation rather than asking. Because really, is she gonna leave if you just ask her?
Oh, my pancakes. Kurt just kind of like scurries back over to the table, starts chowing down on his pancakes again. You know, everyone, feel free to sit down. Iris, more pancakes, perhaps. Iris will just like look at the rest of the group with a slightly scared but begrudging like offering.
Yes, Jar takes a seat.
Do you still have your onions on you?
No, because 2 days traveling over on the fly ship, I believe the onions would have ran out.
Fairs. Okay.
It has been like 4 days since I bought those onions, I think.
They weren't the freshest either. So if they hadn't run out, they'd have turned by now for sure, yeah.
New objective, buy more onions.
We could have hit the head in the onion crate. Oh well.
It's just an unusually large, unusually smellless onion.
No, it smells alright, just...
Yeah, different kind of smell. Iris will just nod, bow, go to the kitchen. Kurt will ask to be caught up on everything that you've been doing since you last saw him, wonders where Davina is. You know, all those like friendly kind of people person-y things. I assume that you fill him in on at the very least the basic details of what's been going on.
Yes, the basic details, not mentioning anything about what was it Aiden? I can't. Is it Aiden?
Hayden.
Hayden. Yes, not mentioning anything about what Hayden's been up to, and also not mentioning anything about the decapitating of a certain watcher.
Yeah.
Face man.
Just as a reminder, there is a spreadsheet in the info tab with a lot of like NPC names and stuff. If you ever forget or need a reference. It's just above the calendar list.
Oh yeah, no, I see it. It's yeah. The thing is its names. I'm terrible with names. Like
Fair enough.
they do not stick in my head at all. Yeah, so basically a sort of cleaned up version of what we've been up to.
Cool. And in that case, Umbra, we will talk about what happens in that meeting between you and I.
All right.
And we will just say that you have concluded your business and returned to Hepburn Manor.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably been a little bit. And Umbra will simply come in, his business concluded. I'm guessing he could see the few hundred feet away people sitting around the table.
Oh yeah.
Like the 100 feet away or whatever, and then just walk
At
up.
the very least, you will probably hear something about how warriors always eat pancakes. Or some other, very notably booming voice that would draw your attention there. Oh, Umbra, wonderful.
He will nod.
Come on in. Umbra, I would like to introduce you to my new bodyguard, Anissa.
She'll stand up and meet Umbra halfway.
As the name is said, there's a look of curiosity, almost acknowledgement or knowing, as he will approach and extend a hand.
I never knew glass could make a curious face, but all right.
Well, just like the general, it's the thing
I'm
of
taking the piss.
yeah.
You can roll a
I
history
figured.
check if you desire.
I definitely desire history.
Okay.
I've definitely heard of this name at least once in the past. Just the name in general. Just
You know so many A names, it's so hard to go through them alphabetically.
Well, nice to meet you.
likewise.
Interesting equipment. Clearly a professional. Professional of what, though? That begs the question. But a question that doesn't need to be answered now, of course.
Of course, there are pancakes on the way.
Of course.
Umbra will nod before heading up and taking a seat.
Iris and the other long-suffering maid, whose name I don't have to hand right this second, will come out with trays of pancakes. handing them out to everyone with honey, fruits, some bacon. And then Iris kind of hovers in the room in case anyone wants anything else.
Yeah, Umbra will remove the bottom of his mask and begin to eat.
Jar eats the same way they have been eating.
Food disappears into the jar and it does not come out. Or it comes out with bite chunks on it.
Without Jar, realize that I'll push my plate towards him.
Jar continues to eat without pause.
Eat up, eat up. It's a big day today. We're going to be going to court, and that's going to be very interesting. Oh, and of course, payment. I would like to offer all of you 10 gold pieces a week, plus hazard pay, for guarding my body.
We're going to court. Like the court of law or the court of lawmaking?
Lawmaking. We're starting to outline the process for the treaty, and also maybe we're going to go to Upperberg and try and make a treaty with the children.
Oh, Umbra has the bottom half of his mask off. There is just a very slight frown as he just
Do you
continues
like
to
the
eat and tries
pancakes?
to move past it. Ah, no. They are fine.
Zell says, Zell says, "Oh, say, yeah, no, that sounds perfectly reasonable. What were you thinking in rates of hazard pay?"
Depends on the hazard, to be perfectly honest.
Zell
Beggar tries to pickpocket me, you're not exactly going to get as much as if, I get an assassination attempt. Or like those scary pirates again.
Zell says, "Sounds fair."
You almost sound like you're expecting something bad to happen.
It is quite a fraught time with a very tenuous treaty. And, well, quite frankly, I'm sure that the new assumed emperor is not particularly happy with what we're doing either. It's always worth being pragmatic. It's not like no one's tried to kill me in the past week.
Huh. And if I'm not prying too much, what was the attempt that you suffered last week?
Well, a couple of days ago, there was like this one thug who did try and mug me, but thankfully Anissa was there and she thwacked him. And then, of course, there was the pirates. Umbra and Zell and Brooke and Davina and another fellow who I don't think ever talked. They all helped stave off a vicious bandit attack. But from the sky, they were sky bandits. They were pirates in the sky with swords. And where did they come from? Did you ever figure that out?
Uh, did we? I can't. I honestly can't remember.
Out of game,
you write
I
it down?
remember.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you haven't written it down and you can't remember, I will allow you to make a history check, and I can fill you in.
I can make a history check. Yeah.
Yes.
Who needs notes? You could just nat 20 your way through. So, you found a letter, which I don't know if was saved in. It wasn't saved in the handouts. It was a letter that was like written in the style of like the Yastari nobility. No, sorry, it was written in the style of the Athington nobility, and it was signed A.M. And it was just a go here, kill this man. And at the time, you all thought that A.M. stood for Aery Maelin, who is the queen of Athington, the country and city you are currently in. But with some more investigating, you realise that the style of the writing wasn't quite perfect, and it appeared that like the style more closely resembled someone from Yastari, who had been trying to imitate like the queen's writing style essentially. And upon interrogating one of the survivors, you found that they were hired in Clearvale, which is a small-ish capital city. It's in the country that sits between Athington and Yastari. Clearvale.
Okay, so before I say to the prince, the person we interrogated, was that the same one that turned into a werebear and bat me in one
Yes.
turn? Okay, yeah, I remember.
It's hard to forget a guy like that. You never forget your first bear.
I need to play more Baldur's Gate. Anyway,
Fucking you.
God save brain, thank you. If
I
you
mean,
weren't gonna
that's
say
why
it,
I
was.
said it. Sorry, go ahead.
Me playing the Asterian path on my first playthrough.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
anyway, so yes, I say we managed to deduce that whoever it was trying to imitate Queen of is it Athington?
Yeah.
Was trying to imitate the Queen of Athington. However, it appears that the actual writing style of the assassination orders came from where is it? I gotta move everything. Came from
Begins with a Y.
I can't see it in my vacillations.
Yastari. It came from Yastari.
Yastari.
They were hired through like a third country.
Yeah. It says saying that the handwriting seems to come from Yastari, and the it seemed that the pirates were hired in. Is there just a thing that I can click to see the world map?
The world map is in the information tab on Discord.
Oh, okay, Discord. Yep, my bad.
I can also upload like a static file into like the world lore section for quick reference if you want.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I just forgot it was in information. Okay, so yes, handwriting from Yastari, pirates hide in Clearvale. I say, Zell says that. Yes,
Cool.
to the prince.
Oh yes. I remember that much at least, and I can say that Queen Maelin has been nothing but a gracious host to me for the last week. So I certainly hope she's not been trying to kill me.
Zell would like to roll. Would it be history to recall the current political situation between Yastari and Athington?
I'll give it to you as part of the Nat 20 because it was probably brought up. So Yastari have just gone ahead and like installed their own new emperor. They've just been like, we've decided that our prince is the best possible ruler. So now there's like a new Yastarian prince on the throne. However, Yastari nobles don't die. They get, like, when their body dies, their soul gets reincarnated back into the royal family. So Athington are very much, and Mount Ardra as well, are very much not happy with the concept of being ruled by this one guy for eternity. So there's, at best, very frosty relations right now.
Yeah. Zell says that. Then Zell says it loud. From my perspective, it seems like Yastari is trying to put their immortal emperor, trying in some way trying to legitimize their immortal emperor, and that would involve severing diplomatic connections between Athington and Mount Adra.
Yes, an alliance between us would threaten them. It would make sense that they would try and kill me. So we should probably be careful, because they are powerful and scary. Maybe they did send the scary pirates.
Perhaps. But then again, if someone's willing to go as far as this to sever diplomatic ties between your nations, then perhaps Zell stops mid-thought, saying, I mean, all reason would point to Yastari being the culprit, but we can, at this point, can never be entirely sure.
Are you saying it's so obvious it could be a ruse?
Zell pauses for a moment. I've seen enough over the past month to say that I wouldn't bet on it, but I also wouldn't be surprised if such a thing would occur.
Very interesting. It's something we must investigate further. But first, pancakes. Dig in, everyone, dig in. After
Zell
this,
smiles
we shall
and
go
eats
to our
pancake.
meeting.
Priorities.
They're very, very good pancakes. They're like light and fluffy, just the right amount of char. They're still warm. There's lovely honey on them. And for the first time in a while, you feel genuinely at peace. If it weren't for the like angry banging that you can hear directly above you. And like somehow even like the sound of water like rushing through the pipes and filling up the tub is like passive aggressive.
Impressive.
Yes, I think they asked the architect for that feature specifically. You'd have to ask Davina. I hope we find her soon.
Indeed, is a very useful asset to our party. One we are sorely missing.
And as you all, as most of you will tuck into your pancakes, ponder on the intrigue of the day, and look forward to court tomorrow, we'll call it there for the day.
Okay.
Okey doke. Oh yeah, it's 15 past 5.